if I told you there's a point guard who won 4 NBA championships, became the first European to win Finals MVP, and was one of the most clutch performers of the 2000s, yet is barely mentioned when we talk about the greatest point guards ever? Today, we're diving into why Tony Parker might be the most underrated champion in NBA history. May 17th, 2001. The San Antonio Spurs selected an 18-year-old French point guard with the 28th pick in the NBA draft. Most fans had never heard of Tony Parker. Most scouts questioned if this skinny kid from France could even survive in the physical, fast-paced NBA. 21 years later, that same questionable draft pick retired as a 4-time NBA champion, Finals MVP, 6-time All-Star, and Hall of Famer. Yet somehow, when basketball fans discuss the greatest point guards of all time, Tony Parker's name rarely comes up. This isn't just about basketball statistics. This is about how greatness can be overshadowed, how international players face different standards, and how winning at the highest level doesn't always translate to individual recognition. Tony William Parker was born on May 17, 1982 in Bruges, Belgium, to an African-American father and Dutch mother. His family moved to France when he was young, where Parker fell in love with basketball while watching Michael Jordan highlights. By age 17, Parker was dominating French professional basketball, becoming the youngest player ever to play in the French Pro A-League. But when he declared for the 2001 NBA draft, American scouts weren't impressed. Too small, they said, not athletic enough, can't shoot well enough. 27 teams passed on him before the San Antonio Spurs took a chance with the 28th pick. Even Spurs fans weren't excited. They wanted an established American college player, not some unknown teenager from France. Parker's rookie season seemed to confirm the doubters. He averaged just 9.2 points and 4.3 assists, shooting only 41.8% from the field. The kid from France looked overwhelmed, lost in the speed and physicality of the NBA. Many wondered if he'd ever develop into a starting caliber player. But Greg Popovich and the Spurs organization saw something others missed. They recognized Parker's basketball IQ, his incredible speed, and most importantly, his hunger to improve. By his second season, Parker had claimed the starting point guard position and never looked back. The 2002-03 season changed everything. Parker averaged 15.5 points and 5.3 assists while shooting 46.7% from the field. But more importantly, he led the Spurs to their second NBA championship, defeating the New Jersey Nets in 6 games. At just 21 years old, Parker became the youngest point guard ever to win an NBA title, but this was just the beginning. Parker's real breakthrough came in the 2005 playoffs. Against the Detroit Pistons in the NBA Finals, a team known for their suffocating defense, Parker averaged 16.8 points and 6.5 assists, helping the Spurs win their 3rd championship in 7 years. What made Parker special wasn't just his statistics, it was his clutch gene, his ability to perform when everything was on the line. Time and time again, in the biggest moments, Parker delivered. June 2007. The San Antonio Spurs faced LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA Finals. James was already being called the next face of the league, and this was supposed to be his coming out party on the biggest stage. Instead, Tony Parker put on a masterclass in finals basketball. He averaged 24.5 points, 3.3 rebounds, and 5.0 assists while shooting an incredible 56.8% from the field. But it wasn't just the numbers, it was how he got them. Parker's signature floater in the lane became unstoppable. His lightning-quick first step left defenders frozen. His court vision created opportunities for Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili at crucial moments. Game after game, Parker outplayed not just the opposing point guards, but every player on the court. When the Spurs swept the Cavaliers 4-0, Parker was named Finals MVP, becoming the first European player ever to win the award. At 25 years old, he had reached the absolute pinnacle of basketball achievement, yet somehow, this historic accomplishment gets overlooked when people discuss great finals performances. Parker's 2007 finals might be the most underappreciated dominant performance in NBA history. What separates great players from legends is sustained excellence, and Parker delivered that in spades. From 2001 to 2018, he was the steady force that kept the Spurs dynasty running. During Parker's career, the Spurs made the playoffs 17 consecutive times, won 4 NBA championships, and never had a losing season. Think about that consistency. 17 straight playoff appearances in the most competitive era in NBA history. Parker's individual accolades tell the story. 6 All-Star selections, 3 All-NBA second-team honors, and career averages of 15.5 points and 5.6 assists over 18 seasons. But these numbers don't capture his true impact. In clutch moments, defined as the final 5 minutes of games within 5 points, Parker shot 47.2% from the field during his prime years. When the pressure was highest, when championships were decided, Parker consistently delivered. The 2014 NBA Finals against the Miami Heat showcased Parker's evolution. Now, 32 years old and dealing with various injuries, he averaged 18.0 points and 4.6 assists while helping orchestrate one of the most beautiful team basketball performances ever seen. The Spurs' ball movement in that series, with Parker as the conductor, was poetry in motion. So why is Tony Parker underrated? The answer lies in unfair comparisons and changing narratives about what makes a great point guard. Parker played in an era dominated by different styles of point guards. Steve Nash was winning MVP awards with flashy offense and eye-popping assist numbers. Chris Paul was being called the point guard for his individual statistics. Russell Westbrook would later average triple-doubles and win MVP. But Parker's greatness was different. He wasn't about padding individual stats. He was about winning. His role in the Spurs system was to be efficient, clutch, and smart. He did exactly what was needed to win championships, even if it didn't always translate to individual accolades. The international factor also played a role. American basketball fans have historically been slower to embrace international players, especially point guards. Parker had to prove himself in ways that American players didn't, facing constant questions about his toughness and leadership. Even his playing style worked against his recognition. Parker's floater wasn't as aesthetically pleasing as Nash's no-look passes or as explosive as Westbrook's dunks, but it was devastatingly effective, especially in playoff basketball where every possession matters. Here's what makes Parker's underrated status so puzzling. He won a lot. 4 NBA championships as the starting point guard with Finals MVP honors to boot. In a league where championships define legacies, Parker's trophy case speaks volumes. Compare Parker's championship success to other great point guards of his era. Steve Nash, 0 championships. Chris Paul, 0 championships. Russell Westbrook, 0 championships as the primary option. Parker wasn't just along for the ride on those championship teams, he was often the driving force. His speed created advantages that Tim Duncan and the big men could exploit. His clutch shooting kept the Spurs competitive in crucial moments. His leadership helped integrate international players and young talents into winning basketball. The 2003, 2005, 2007, and 2014 championships all featured Parker playing essential roles, adapting his game as needed while maintaining elite production. Tony Parker's 2023 Hall of Fame induction was long overdue recognition of his incredible career. But even now, he doesn't get mentioned alongside Magic Johnson, John Stockton, or even contemporaries like Steve Nash in discussions of all-time great point guards. This oversight ignores Parker's unique combination of individual excellence and team success. He proved that international players could not only survive in the NBA, but thrive and lead championship teams. He showed that different styles of point guard play could be equally effective. Parker's influence extends beyond his playing career. He opened doors for future European players and proved that basketball IQ and clutch performance matter more than measurable athleticism. His number 9 jersey, hanging in the Spurs rafters, tells the real story. A player who consistently delivered when it mattered most, who adapted and evolved throughout different eras, and who helped establish one of the greatest dynasties in sports history. Tony Parker's career proves that greatness comes in many forms. While other point guards chased individual statistics and accolades, Parker focused on the only thing that truly matters: winning championships. 4 rings, Finals MVP, 6 All-Star selections, and a Hall of Fame career, yet still underrated and overlooked in conversations about basketball's elite. Parker's story reminds us that sometimes the most successful players are the most underappreciated. If this story opened your eyes to Tony Parker's incredible legacy, smash that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into basketball's most underrated legends. Who else do you think deserves more recognition? Let me know in the comments below.